today I'm going to be baking some nice little treats for you all. I found these on TikTok and they are Smarties, or as she has them on her TikTok, M&M, sort of like easy, like Subway cookies, she calls them. So obviously I'm going to be trying them, but I'm using Smarties because I couldn't find any M&Ms. As well as I'm going to be making some Rolo cookie dough bars. Let's get started. So we will need 115 grams of melted butter. I'll go melt this in a bit. We need 150 grams of light brown sugar. I've got golden caster sugar. We need 115 grams of normal caster sugar. We need 1 egg. We need a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon baking soda, 100 grams of chocolate chips, which a whole packet is 100 grams, just the whole packet, 100 grams of Smarties, and 180 grams of plain flour. First of all, you preheat your oven to 160, between 180 and 160 for fan oven. Then, after that, get your trays that you're going to do, which obviously this one's going to be for my cookies. I'm just going to get some butter and I'm going to just grease the top of it just so they don't stick, as well as with this I'm going to give this a little grease up as well, just so they don't stick as well. Just get some in your fingers, doesn't have to be a lot, and just push it around. You don't have to get a lot of it, just make sure that it's all greased up, so obviously your stuff doesn't get stuck. So first you get your butter, your melted butter, and you put that in the bowl. Then you grab your brown sugar, light brown sugar. Then you grab your caster sugar. You put it in the bowl as well. And then you get a hand mixer. You don't have to have a hand mixer, you probably can do this by hand because it's melted butter, so it won't be too difficult. I'm using a hand mixer just to make it nice and frothy. And you mix that all until it's well combined. So I reckon you mix it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And that is all mixed, and it probably should look something like this. Just don't forget, scrape down the sides, just so you can get everything in. After you've done that, you add your egg. Alright, you add that in, and then you go back to your hand mixer and mix. I used the word wrong earlier when I was mixing the sugars and the butter together. This is where you mix it, probably where you make it a little bit frothy in that. Or smooth. Whatever you want to call it. Just remember, every time you're mixing, just scoop down the sides halfway through it. Or after you finish that, every time you've got to add something. Just so you get everything. Leave that for a second. Got your vanilla extract. Then you add in your teaspoon. You can add this with the egg if you want. I just decided to add it afterwards. Right, when that's in, just, if your stuff is all over the side, then just give it a little bring down to the middle. Then start mixing again. Do this for about 2 to 3 minutes, like you did with the butter and the sugars. Right, so it should look something like this after you scrape down the side. So now you get a whisk, get your plain flour. Spill it everywhere. There we go. Whisk that in. And half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Whisk that through as well. There we go. and also your salt. Make sure everything's gone through. Now you're going to mix. I'm going to use a spoon first because I do not want a massive cloud of flour and that going poof everywhere. So I'm going to mix it in with a spoon first, and then I'm going to go back to my hand whisk. Right, once I've done that, I'm going to add in my chocolate chip cookies. Got the entire bag in there. And my Smarties. And I'm going to fold this in to the mixture. Right, so when everything is all mixed in, we're going to transfer this to another bowl. And we're going to go put this in the fridge and refrigerate it for about 30 minutes. While those are refrigerating, let's get on with our next one, which is the Rolo cookie dough bars. Right, so for this recipe, you need 220 grams of soft butter for this one. You need 150 grams of your light brown sugar. You need 75 grams of your caster sugar. You need a teaspoon of your salt, teaspoon of carbonate of soda. You need 2 eggs, 170 grams of Rolos. So I've got 2 packets here because one bag is only 103 grams. You need 150 grams of chocolate, but there's quite a lot of chocolate, so I think I might only just use 100, but if you want to use the whole lot, use 150. Plus a bag and a half of like Asda or Co-op chocolate chips. You need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and you need 275 grams of, oh, got it the wrong way around, no, I had it right around, it's fine, I have it on both sides, plain flour. Let's get started, shall we? Right, so first, you get your softened butter. I'm in trouble with softened butter, I like to get stuck to everything. Then you add in your brown sugar. Then your caster sugar. And you give these a mix. I like to mix with a spoon, just so the sugar and the butter and that doesn't go everywhere. I also like to break the butter up a little bit more with the spoon. And then after I've done this and I'm happy with how much the sugar is mixed in with the butter, I will go to my hand mixer. And I'll use the hand mixer. Right, so after you've done that, scrape down the sides. Now we add in our 2 eggs. Ooh, just dropped it in. 2. Then we add in our vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons. Done all that, you mix again. Do this until nice and smooth. Should take about 2-3 minutes. Right, so after that is all mixed in, get your whisk, get your flour. Oh, that's a lot of flour. I don't know why I just did that, that just made it so awkward for me. Whisk in the flour. Then we add our teaspoon of carbonate of soda. We whisk that in as well. Then we do our salt. So that is done. Mix. As I said in the last one, I'm going to mix with my spoon first, just so I don't get a dust cloud everywhere. Right, so after you've done that, you now can add chocolate chips. Put all those in there. And your Rolos. And then you just fold these together. Alright, there we go, all nice and folded. And now, grab our tray that we greased. And we put this all in here. Oh, I've got a lot here, so I hope it all fits. And because I've got plain flour in it, it shouldn't rise. It's very sticky. Right now, I'm going to push it down into the sides. A bit tricky because it's very sticky, so just be a bit patient. Right, so once we have spooned it all in, this recipe does count for having a little caramel sort of sauce on top, which I forgot about, so I don't have, but I am going to do the other thing, where you get your Oreos, and I'm going to stick them upside down, and you just dot them about, just put some extra Oreos in it. You don't have to if you don't want to, just like I'm not doing anything with the caramel sauce. I've got some Oreos about. Why did I say Oreos? I meant Rolos. I don't know why I keep saying Oreos for. Got Oreos in the mind. And I don't know why. And as well as that, little chocolate chips, which I just had like a little bag left over from like a couple of things that I did before. God, I almost dropped them. Just dot these wherever you want. Just get a little extra if you want. So I didn't put the whole 150 in here, did I? So obviously, like, even if I did, I would still probably dot some about. It's just 150 just kind of seems like a lot. And especially if you're going to add, like, especially if the TikTok said to add some more on the top, like, that's a lot of chocolate chips in there. So obviously, like, add as many as you want. On the TikTok it says an amount, which I don't really pay attention to. I'm just going to add wherever I want. Alright, so that is done. This is what it looks like. I am now going to put this in the oven. There you go, that is now in the oven. That's going to bake for 25 minutes. Right, so while those are baking, our half an hour is done with these in the fridge. So we take them out. We get our tray that we greased. Roll it into a ball. And place it on the tray. And then do this until you have run out of cookie dough. So I've got mine on the tray, as you can see here, and I've still got so much left. So it does make a lot of cookies. And you're just going to put these in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Now we wait. Right, so here are the cookies. This is how they came out. They look really good and delicious and that. Some of them came out a little bit brown, but that's okay. They're nice and soft and gooey. They don't look exactly the way they do on the TikTok, but they look great. They come out absolutely perfect. A little bit squared because obviously the tray was a bit small. In reference, maybe use a bigger tray than I did, but it looks so good. So I am going to try one. Try the smaller one. See how this tastes. Oh, that tastes so good. That is nice. That is really nice. I can taste all the sugar in it. So it kind of reminds me of a sugar cookie, but not as powerful, because obviously like the sugar cookies I made were really sugary. But obviously they do remind me of sugar cookies. I don't know if they really remind me of the Subway cookies that they were supposed to be like, but nonetheless, they're still Really good. And obviously if you want to try this out, then you can, because I've linked in all the recipes and all that kind of stuff for them. Now we just have to wait for the cookie dough bars to be done. Right, so the Rolo cookie dough bars are done. They're a bit burnt. Well, not burnt, they're just a bit crispy, because I use a smallish sort of tray. Next time I would recommend using a bigger tray, because there was a lot in there, so it doesn't. The middle was very gooey still, and it took a while to cook. The middle was still a bit gooey, but obviously that's okay, because we looked at it, we tasted it, and it's absolutely fine. It's not undercooked or anything like that. It's all right. It's good. So obviously, but next time I will use a bigger tray, because obviously I've never made these before, so it's trial and error. But there was a lot of mixture, and I used a bit too small of a tray. So next time I'm going to use a bigger one if I make these again, which I might. But let's get into the taste test, shall we, and see how these came out. Let's go for this one. Oh, some of it broke off. Ooh, look at that. See that? Look how nice that looks. If it wasn't so brown, it would probably look a little bit more better. But it looks good. Taste. Oh my god. That is so delicious. That's so good. I actually kind of enjoy the little crisp, because when I bit into it, there's that tiny little crisp at the top where a little crunchy noise. And like the inside is just gooey. And it's so good, but I will use a bigger tray next time, but it still came out absolutely amazing. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Definitely will be making these again. Right, so this is the end of the video. Like, comment and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. I am going to be making some more little treats that I found on TikTok. Hope you enjoyed that one as well. Let me know down below what you would like me to bake next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!